Ladies and gentlemen, court one, women's semifinals match from the top bracket. Gawley versus Handball. Gawley, former world 19 and under champion, four-time world doubles champion, three-time collegiate championship and multiple post-op final appearances. Here in Tucson, Arizona, put your hands together for Gawley. Currently ranked #1 at the #1 seed at this event, is here today for the crowd. 5 straight three-wall national titles under her belt, 4 straight collegiate singles and doubles championships. Former national champion in 4-wall, multiple post-op victories. She's got that #1 seed coming in from Illinois. Put your hands together for Handball.
Party peeps. This is the game ball if you want it. So I'll just drop it there. Party.
How many balls do they have in there? Like 5 balls.
I think we both missed it. we both were missing a lot of shots. You ready? I am not prepared. Hold on.
Our referee, Dave, will be Courtney Pachot. That honor falls to whoever lost the match on the same court.
Okay. Megan, pick a number 1 or 2. That's the magic number.
Courtney Pachot, office manager of the WPH and tournament desk director, coordinator, and now referee here. Jessica Gawley is returning serve, highly regarded as the best women's player on the planet right now by some. That's also debatable by those that follow Fiona Shannon's progress and Anna Engel. But Megan Mihilos gets the first serve in there with the red ball.
Nice return there from Jess. That was a tough serve.
Set up.
Uncharacteristic air there from Dave. I think what we'll see here, Dave, is...
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Megan makes very few mistakes.
0 serve
Very
0.
few hand airs. She plays a very high percentage game.
She has a serve and shoot mentality.
I'm not sure I agree with that. There's a great shot there. Great dig.
Here's a setup for Megan.
Already 2 airs there from Megan, so it's a little bit of an announcer's curse. Jess giving birth to her son Marcus just 10 months ago, Dave. Now, if you can sort of imagine that, here she is playing at a world-class level just 10 months following childbirth. Pretty impressive.
Set up. 0 serves 1.
0 serves 1. This is the first game. There's the serve, and there's the shoot.
Point.
I'm going to stay here. I'm there now. I'm not going to leave here.
Certainly she's going to take advantage of any setup she gets off of her serve, but
there's the serve. 2 quick points now for Megan Mihilos, who's aggressive on her second shot after that serve.
2 serves 1.
2 consecutive plays. I like that serve right there, too.
That was a between the legs
Set up.
crack out kill return of serve.
Jessica looks back and just says, well, I got it. Well, she's a great athlete.
1 serves 2.
She does those Ironman races and competitions. And she's quite well at it. Also a police officer up in Canada from Regina, Saskatchewan. And there's a flat rollout from Megan with the left hand.
Jess has been playing this game her whole life. She's got a lot of experience, and we're seeing that early here in this first game, Dave. She's already experimenting with a couple of different serves. I like that first serve she hit, though, that hard Z serve into the left corner. Tough serve there from Megan. Megan goes to the Z serve into the right. Jess is left-handed, Dave, which a lot of these top women don't see because Jess is really the only top left-handed woman player. So it's a little bit different for them. I think it gives Jess, you know, a nice little advantage. She's used to playing righties, and her opponent's not used to playing lefties.
2 serves 3.
2 serves 3. That looked like it could have been short, Dave.
This is Jess's second pro tournament since childbirth. That's a beautiful shot there down the left.
3 serves 3.
You heard the score, 3-3.
Megan a little bit tight here, Dave,
4
early in
serves
this
3.
first game. We've seen her make some uncharacteristic errors.
Set up.
Nice shot there from Megan Mihalos. Pins Jess in that deep right corner.
3 serves 4.
Forces the air.
You heard the score, 3-4. Oh, almost dug that one out there.
That's Megan's second ace on that Z serve into the right corner.
4 serving 4.
It's kind of a white ace type serve from Megan there.
You can hit that serve with any ball.
5 serves 4.
5-4 is the score.
That's a tough serve there, Dave. That ball's picking up a lot of speed off that
Set up.
left side wall as it comes across Jess's body, and Jess has to use that upper
4
body
serves
strength.
5.
That was a three-wall long ball that wasn't called immediately by the referee.
I think it was 3 wall.
Courtney said that she thought it was, but it certainly was. A 3-wall long serve hit 3 walls in the air there.
I'll tell you, Dave, when you're up there in that referee's chair, there's a lot.
The referee actually called that over, and they're playing through it. The referee, Courtney Pachot, is not stopping play. She actually called a screen. It's like she overruled herself.
We've got ourselves a nice rally because of it, and here's a big setup. That's a great shot there from Megan.
Set up.
She made Jess pay for not putting that ball away.
Five serves 4.
See Jess, Dave, already breathing pretty hard here. I know that she's a tremendously conditioned athlete, but not sure how accustomed to top-level handball she is. You know, Dave, an Ironman triathlon's a little bit different as far as cardiovascular endurance goes compared to a handball match.
5.
You might be able to run 26 miles and do 100 miles on the bike, but when it comes to that stop-and-go anaerobic exercise, it's completely different. That's a great shot there from Megan. Almost digs that ball out backhand. That was a great try, actually.
Five serves 4.
We had a little bit of a hold-up, Dave, getting this match on the webcast because Jess was looking for a babysitter.
Set up.
Megan forced herself into that air by backing herself into that left side wall and trying to get her right hand on that ball. Had no swing
4
at it.
serves 5.
The score is 4-5. This is the first game, women's semifinals match of the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic, Tucson, Arizona. Jessica Gawley is actually a left-handed handball player here. That ball actually hopped away. Courtney calling a replay.
I like that call. Jess had her hand on that ball. It was a good shot, but she was screened.
5. Short.
I like that serve a lot there, Dave. That bullet down the left with a little bit of a natural on it. Came up short there. That's another nice serve. Megan does extremely well with that ball.
You're talking about this match being delayed just a little bit because of Jessica having to find a babysitter, and that babysitter has turned out to be court number 2.
The court's actually doing the babysitting. The door was locked.
4.
We kid.
5 serves 4, first game, 2-21, tiebreaker to 11. When I told Megan that we were delayed because of a babysitter issue. She said, "This is women's handball." She said it with a big smile.
You know, Dave, a lot of us haven't seen Jess play since about 2007 when she took a little break from the game and then eventually had her first son. But it's really impressive the way Jess moves and the way she hits the ball. She's really a seasoned pro.
5-4.
Who took the timeout there? 5-4 is the score. Jessica Gawley taking a timeout. Jessica from Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada, coming all the way down from the north, back down here to the border near Mexico, Tucson, Arizona. You're watching the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club. My name is Dave Vincent, alongside my buddy, my pal, my partner, Dave Fink from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You lost in the round of 8 against Dave Chapman. Had a chance to go to the semis to face Sean Linning. Dave Chapman played amazing handball against you after you looked really good against Desi Keegan in the round of 16 in the men's bracket. What can you tell us about Dave Chapman's game? He comes up at 5:30 today. That may or may not be different than what you've seen from him in the past.
Well, Dave's he's doing what he does, which is playing extremely consistent, taking advantage of all his opportunities, and really frustrating, you know, his opponents, keeping them in the backcourt and basically letting them beat themselves, and when he has the opportunities, he ends the rally.
We're going to see Dave Chapman play Sean Linning, and this gallery is going to go crazy right after this one. Score from Courtney?
Time in. 5 serves 4.
5 serves 4 is the score here.
That looked like more of an equipment timeout there for Jess. That was a timeout called by Jess Gawley. Came in, lost the next rally, which means that we're now at 12-4, Dave, for calling timeouts and coming in to lose the rally. Can we actually say that it's a detriment now to your game to call a timeout? Because the facts really speak for themselves at this point. We've had a pretty nice sample here of evenly matched opponents.
4-6. Yeah, you're bringing up a good point. Let's keep sampling.
We will. Now, let me state for the record, these aren't samples of players that are, you know, completely overmatched. You have one person winning 15-0 and someone calling a timeout. These are close matches with players calling timeouts to sort of. I have the quotation marks up in the air.
Okay.
Stop the momentum. Okay. I'm not done with the quotations now, but
that was a double bounce back there.
It's proven to be pretty ineffective here.
That was 2. Thank you. 7 serves 4.
7-4. Megan Mejilo serving to Jessica Gawley, who's wearing a shirt that looks like something J-Lo wore at the Grammys. Oh, there's a nice shot right there from Megan Mejilas. Megan says, okay, I know you're left-handed, but let me show you what I've got.
8 serves 4.
Jess actually doing quite well before she called that timeout. Now she's lost 4 points in a row. That's a great shot there from Megan. That was a Dave Chapman type of fist where he comes over that ball, takes the ball out of the air, and straightens it out down the left wall, hits it behind his opponent. Very effective shot.
9 serves 4.
That's actually a shot I see her brother hit quite a bit, Dave. Bill Mejilos.
That's a short ball, not called. Let's see if somebody appeals. Now you're not going to get an appeal from anybody.
We have Chip Morales letting us know that there are no line judges up there. So Courtney's running the show. As I was alluding to earlier, though, Dave, it's difficult refereeing upstairs. You've got the microphone in one hand, you've got your scorecard, your pencil, and there's sort of a lot going on.
For Courtney, she's also text messaging and drinking a Red Bull, so she's got a lot of stuff going on up there. Painting her nails.
Good point. Sorry.
Kind of difficult.
Six, there's 9.
You heard the score, 6-9.
Megan read that hop well. A like that shot a lot there from Megan. That scoop two-wall pass with her left hand off the back wall. Very effective.
Set up.
Brother Bill nodding in approval there, Dave, of that one-wall pass into that left corner.
9, serve 6.
Short ball. Good call.
What's really exciting about this event, Dave, is we've got so many young people here buzzing around the grounds. A lot of times at handball tournaments, you see sort of that older, gray-haired crowd, and I'm not just speaking of myself.
Well, it's designed that way, Dave. Let's watch a shot from Megan. She gets it in the right corner, but, you know, if you bring the kids in and you have the pros inspire them, we have a clinic going on tomorrow morning early with these kids. They also have a junior tournament. They're here. They get free seats to watch the pros play. Everybody else has to pay.
So what you're saying is kids and pros?
Have you heard of it? I mean, all of the other sports do it. I don't know why handball shouldn't.
So wait, you're saying people bring in the pros and then kids to watch the pros to get inspired by the pros?
Yeah, that's the kind of the goal there. Right?
You said this was an innovative tournament, but I just didn't know you were going that far.
Pretty crazy, isn't it? Just doing what baseball's done for the last 180 years.
But I don't see any of the players passing around vials of HGH and anabolic steroids. It's a little different.
That's a good point. This ball nope, doesn't make it to the back wall, and there's a side out. Good run from Jessica Gawley there.
7, serves 10.
7 serves 10, first game.
I like that serve a lot there, Dave. Oh, Megan, great strength. Flips that ball back into the left side wall. There's a mistake. This should be buried. She went for it. Nice dig. Smart shot.
Jessica's playing smart handball here, Dave.
Love watching Jess play.
She has such great form. Oh, Jessica had a little slight get up in her.
Dare I say
there.
it there, Dave, but Jess reminds me of a certain left-hander on the men's tour, the way she plays, her style. We won't name names here because we don't do that on the webcast.
Nope, we don't. John Robles.
Well,
We'll get to it.
that's something that our viewers can sort of chat about there on the on the live feed.
And you know they will be, as they always do.
Serves 8.
There's a big setup for Megan. And she gets it in that left corner, gets an applause from Jessica Gawley. You're watching the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic as the gallery is starting to get packed here at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club.
That was a beautiful kill there from Megan. Tough serve. Interesting there. Megan called that a bad bounce and then dove anyway.
11-8 again.
11 serves 8.
That's just an automatic shot there for her, Dave. That left-hand scoop two-wall V off the back wall. Such a great shot to have in your arsenal. Beautiful rally there. Ended by a perfect kill there from Megan with her left hand straight down the left wall.
12, serves 8.
Oh. Thought that ball was going to do something different over there. She tried
Megan's so effective off that back wall from the deep court. She's got those perfect two-wall, you know, sort of high V shots that enable her to get right back into that center court and also force her opponent to come up with something really special.
The score is 13-8.
Great serve there. She utilized that serve and shoot game right there, Dave.
14 serves 8.
Now 14-8.
To your point, though, about the serve and shoot, Dave, are there any players that are looking to serve and miss or serve and hit to the ceiling? I mean, isn't that the whole point of the game? You serve to get a setup and then you try and shoot the next one? Isn't that sort of every player's mentality in the game? Or?
Well, you would think so, but there's not a lot of players that actually have sat back and thought about it long enough. We're going to take a timeout here. Really briefly, court number 1, women's semifinals, 15-8 is a score between Megan Mihalis and Jessica Gawley. We're going to take a break from the Tucson Racket Club for the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic. I'm going to answer your question in just a few. You stay here.
It takes all my concentration. 15 serves 8.
Nice extension right there from Megan, but Jessica Gawley gets the side out.
I guess you would call that a smart timeout because she came in and won the next rally after calling a timeout. Our statistics wouldn't prove that there are any smart timeouts unless you're tired. But a lot of conventional thinking will tell you that there are such a thing as smart timeouts. That's what enables NBA games to go from 48 minutes to 3 hours, all the smart timeouts that are called. Apparently, people like to use them in handball as well.
Good point.
Serves 8.
Interesting, Dave, that in tennis, there are no timeouts a player can call. They do have the break between every other game where they change sides.
Set up.
So theoretically, there's the break in the momentum there,
16.
potentially. Like to see handball go to something like that.
Short.
Say a 30-second break after every 10 points scored.
Second serve.
That's a good point. That ball right there from Jessica kind of stayed up just a little bit.
Just thinking out loud.
Oh, look at that shot. Beautiful angle for us to watch Jessica Gawley take that off the back wall.
9 serves 16.
A lot of our viewers, Dave, in suspense right now with the hangover you left them with from our short time out there. A lot of people wondering what you meant by the serve and shoot argument.
10 serves 16.
The argument is a lot of players go up there and serve but don't have the mentality that the next shot they're going to attack on. Megan certainly goes up there to serve and then looks to attack first. A lot of other players just don't realize that you should attack that next opportunity. Some just serve the ball and just start stepping back.
There's a word for that, Dave. There's a phrase for that. It's actually called first strike.
Okay.
Which means that after the serve, you're looking to strike that next return. We call that first strike.
There's a timeout being called here. You're watching the women's semifinals match. The winner of this one will play Samantha England in the finals tomorrow on the live webcast. Coming up, though, in just a few minutes, we are going to see the men in their semifinals match. First one out of the gate will be Dave Chapman and Sean Linning. Make sure to stay close for that. We also want to pass along the WPH and World Outdoor Racquetball 2010 World Three-Wall Ball Championships to be held September 23rd through the 26th in Las Vegas. A parking lot on the world-famous Las Vegas Boulevard in front of the spectacular Stratosphere Hotel will be transformed with the construction of 10 outdoor courts to host the richest outdoor event in the history of the sport, plus a first-ever combined professional racquetball and handball event. That's in Las Vegas. More details on that coming up in just a bit. In the meantime, timeout is over. Jessica Gawley is going to serve here.
Not sure who called that timeout, Dave.
Megan actually called it 11 serve 16.
Okay. Jess used that opportunity to make baby faces with her beautiful son.
Got her priorities straight.
Nice get there from Megan. Surprised she didn't let that ball come off the back wall, Dave. Megan with a nice pass.
Well, now is going to go against your little scorekeeping over here, Dave. 16 serves 11. This is the first game.
Actually, Dave, if you really think about it, we do have a statistician here with us, but if you're going to call a timeout with the expectation to come in and win the next rally, you need to be winning that next rally over 50% of the time to make that timeout worthwhile. Right now we're seeing the person calling the timeout losing 12 of 18 rallies. That's far under 50%. That's actually 33% for those of you scoring at home.
Boy.
And in the gallery.
And there are some. That ball stayed up. You see that? She actually hit a kill shot. Ball came back up. She goes to another kill in the corner and misses it, and there's a side out.
Serves 17.
11.
I can remember, Dave, seeing Jess for the first time when I was 11 years old. That was 21 years ago at a junior national tournament. Here we still are. I would say hitting the blue ball around, but we're actually hitting a red ball now. Not so much.
Jessica sporting the same hairstyle as
12 serves 17.
she wore back then 20 years ago. She's been on the Pro Tour for a very, very long time, and that's a beautiful serve right there. She's got a point here.
Much like the ball, changes colors with her hairstyle.
13 serves 17.
13 to 17. Megan tries to come in on that one.
You know, Dave, if you look at this match on paper, you'd say this is a little bit of a surprise. Jess battling here so closely, but if you watch these two players not knowing the circumstances, not knowing that Jess hasn't played much in 3 years and just coming off giving birth 10 months ago, you wouldn't see much of a difference in these two players.
No, I actually think Jessica plays a little bit more strategic than she did 3 years ago. More uniform. She has got great form.
Both players hit the ball extremely clean, extremely well, very few hand errors. Of course, just as I say that,
that's called the announcer's curse, in case you're at home keeping score. That is 4-0, actually, on announcers cursing.
We're actually not allowed to swear. So
good point. It's actually spelled different. Maybe it's not. I really don't know.
Gene Casimoto
actually said it's spelled the same. Thank you.
Informing me that we can swear on the air. We're on the internet.
That's right. They have to have a password and username to watch this. It's a nice shot right there from Megan Mihalis in the right corner. The gallery's starting to get totally packed here.
18 serves 13.
Never know exactly what Megan is thinking because she keeps to herself during these tournaments, Dave. She's very focused, but you have to wonder if she expected this kind of a battle here from Jess. That's a great shot there from Jess. You see, she takes that sort of abbreviated Irish whip shot there off that back wall and straighten it out down the right wall. It was a beautiful shot.
13 serves 18.
13-18 now. Make that 14-18, and you might see a timeout from Megan if Jessica scores another point.
Megan has not lost a match playing with the hardball, and this would count as the hardball, Dave, in over 2 years in women's competition. We saw her win the Y2K event of 2008, also the RFC in 2009. Jean Casimone actually telling me that her database is down right now, so she can't pull up the rest of the tournaments. Surprised she didn't shoot that ball. Jess will, though, and she gets it.
And this might be a timeout call from Megan. There's been a few points rattled off now from Jessica Gawley. Listen to the score. I believe it's 15-18.
15.
That's right. It's getting loud in the gallery. People are just packed in here, Dave.
I'm surprised Jess doesn't let that ball come off the back wall. That ball would wrap around.
Oh, a nice shot from Megan Mihalis in the right corner. Also appreciated from Jessica.
A beautiful shot there, but Jess had the opportunity to let that ball bounce, hit the back wall, left side wall, follow it out and shoot it.
18 serves 15.
18 serves 15.
Like that shot there from Jess. Gets the setup. Courtney actually caught a balk right there, caught a hinder, and then, since no one heard it, was able to take it back.
15 serves 18.
Beautiful shot there from Megan. One adjustment I'm surprised we haven't seen Jess make is keeping that ball off the back wall to Megan's left hand, because she's automatic with that two-wall shot. And that two-wall shot is very effective against Jess because it comes into her right hand, which is her weaker side.
18 serves 16. I like that serve right there from Megan. That's almost impossible to return, especially to a left-hander who has to be forced to take that with her right hand.
Very good serve. Excellent serve.
19 serves 15.
19-15.
That's another great serve there, Dave. That's a setup. Nice shot there from Megan. Beautiful pass there from Jess. You know, Dave, you have to wonder
15.
how Megan is able to practice that shot. That's not a shot that you can go in the court and practice all that well by yourself, those two-wall passes. There it is again. Beautiful high V off the back wall, sets up the offensive opportunity, and she takes care of it in that left corner. Beautiful shot.
19 serves 15.
19 serves 15.
Megan stays with that ball nicely. Goes back to the ceiling. That's a little short. Jess goes for it.
That's a nice shot right there, actually, getting Megan out of that front court.
Hold it.
This is high-level women's handball right here, Dave. This is really well-played, exciting handball here.
Megan's a little frustrated with that last change of events. And
well, Courtney really had no choice there. That was a hinder.
19 serves 15.
Megan actually putting herself behind Jess there, put herself out of position. That's a good serve. That shot will work.
Fly kill opportunity. She goes for it and misses it.
I like that shot right there. She has that opportunity because she knows Megan's going to hit that ball front wall, side wall, so it's going to come into her body. I like her stepping in there and looking to be aggressive with that shot. She just missed it.
Thought that she could have actually bent her knees a little bit more.
Well, that's certainly a tough shot. If she's able to make that shot
with her offhand too, yeah,
she'll completely turn this match around. I'll say that. And
Megan goes for it and actually gets the game, 21-16. First one to Megan Mihalis. Women's semifinals match over Jessica Gawley. That's just game number one. We have number two coming up. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic live on the internet. We'll be back in just a bit.
It's cool. I can get it. I need to send you to do my dirty work.
And we are back live from the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club in Tucson, Arizona. It's the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic Women's Semifinals. Jessica Gawley is going to serve first against Megan Mejilos here in the second game after she lost the first one, 21-15. Let's listen for the score here, or the start of this second game from Courtney Pachot, referee. I'm alongside my broadcast partner, Dave Fink. My name is Dave Vincent.
We see Samantha England doing some scouting here, Dave. She'll be facing the winner here tomorrow. That was about as tough a fly kill as you can take. Jess rolled that ball out with her right hand.
1 serve 0.
1 serve 0.
I like that serve a lot right there.
Well, she didn't mean to send it right down the middle.
I'm not so sure about that. That's actually a good serve. That ball crosses right across her body and then hops away from Megan. Very tough ball to handle.
That's actually a natural for
2 serve 0.
for Jessica.
I like that serve in one wall, actually, Dave. Serving that ball down the middle with a hop away from your opponent's right hand.
If you can keep it off the back wall, it's a great serve. Yes, I agree with you.
Short.
And there's a double fault.
That's
certainly
the problem.
Not what you want.
And that's the problem with serving the ball down the middle. You have to have incredible control. If you hit it too high, and especially if you're trying to go with a natural
0
hook,
serves 2.
you can kind of sometimes just flub the ball high off the front wall and it comes off the back wall. I'll tell you all about flubbing balls. I might be the best in this tournament.
Well, actually, Dave, you have one of the best serves down the middle that I've ever seen, so you would know as well as anyone just how effective that ball can be, because when you serve that ball with a lot of hop and you can keep it away from the side walls, it's nearly unreturnable for your opponent.
I did. My bad. 2 serves 2.
The score is 2-2.
That's a nice shot there from Jess. And she'll hit this automatic pass down the right, which she did. Here's a setup. Nice
left
hit.
Left it high.
Hey, hold it.
Good call there from our referee.
Whoa. I did.
Our referee,
Yeah,
difficult to get that microphone as close as she needs to
No.
because she's got her phone right there.
My bad. It got all crazy in there. It was like a war zone.
Jessica a little frustrated now. It's Courtney's actually making these players think more about reffing than they are playing right now.
Great serve there from Megan. You see how effective that power serve is, Dave. When Megan's been serving these Z serves and high two-wall serves, she comes to a power serve, and it's all of a sudden like you're seeing a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. And she goes to it again. Particularly, Dave, serving to Jess's left, which certainly Jess is not used to seeing. Everyone knows she's left-handed. She's used to returning serve with her right. So when that ball comes to her left, particularly that first and second serve that she sees, it's a little bit disconcerting.
Also, I feel that if Jessica Gawley had Megan Mejilos' offhand, that outcome of the first game could have been different.
Well, you know, if I had Dave Chapman's backwall game and Nadia Alvarado Jr.'s serve and Paul Brady's power.
I got it. I'm just
your hair.
My hair is beautiful.
I'd be not only a good handball player, but maybe even reasonably good looking.
Okay. I'll take that in consideration when I make my final judgments tonight, when I'm giving my prayers at the base of my bed. That's where I do it.
Great rally there. Jess sort of feathers that high two-wall shot. Ball died in the back corner.
2 serves 5.
2 serves 5. We have about, I would say right now, 75 people watching this match here, and it's going to boost up to about 250, which is about 100 more than the fire code will allow, but it's between upstairs and downstairs, about 75 or so watching this match.
What's good about watching upstairs, Dave, is you can get a few reps in while you're watching. You've got the free weights right there, right next to the court, so you can certainly
5 serves 3.
pump a little bit while watching some top handball.
The WPH will be using this red fireball for every tournament that we run.
I was actually kicked out of the ref's booth because someone needed to use the Bosu ball while doing some curls, so that was okay.
Interesting.
6 serves 3.
6 serves 3, second game, women's semifinals match.
Jess certainly very competitive here, Dave, but I don't have the sense that she's a threat to win, you know, one of these games just yet. I know she got to 15 there in that last game, and, you know, it was certainly close throughout, but I sense that Megan just had a little bit extra that she was going to be able to either pull out or just cruise to that first game.
Oh, I like that aggressiveness from Megan, but then she misses the next one. 4 serves 8 here.
4 serves 6.
Jess was actually on the Heartbreak Handball Tour in 2007, Dave. She lost 3 finals, 11-10 in women's pro stops. Lost to Anna twice, 11-10. Also lost to her idol, Lisa Fraser Gilmore, 11-10. Those are gut-wrenching defeats, Dave.
You're watching the WPH Echelon Fireball Handball Classic. This ball will be used at every WPH sanctioned event from this point forward. You're going to see it a lot more, and also at other events that aren't WPH sanctioned. If you want to purchase this ball, we're providing an advanced sales list as we watch this rally here. Was not ended with a dive from Jessica Gawley.
Could have been called a hinder there. Jess had to jump over Megan on the ground, but wasn't called. Interesting.
7 serves 4.
Considering who's refereeing, it's probably not as interesting as you say.
Unfortunately, they were unable to get the referee who refereed 2 men's matches last night, who was given rave reviews.
8 serves
Actually,
4.
not so much. That person made one real bad call,
Set up.
according to the crowd here. Of course, I don't judge. I was put on earth to love. So
4 serves 8.
4 serves 8.
Actually, that referee had 2 very qualified linesmen who both ruled the ball a skip. He did what he had to do, and
of course, both of those linemen were carrying the bag of one of the players in that match.
and doing his laundry, but that's not
also rubbing
really
his
important.
back during the timeouts.
Set up.
I say that jokingly, of course. I don't even know who the line judges were. Let's listen for the score here.
8 serves 4.
The score is 8-4. Just over the line.
That's a nice shot there from Megan. We've seen her end a lot of rallies with that very shot, Dave. That left-hand kill straight down the left
9
wall.
serves 4. Short, screen. Short.
The one-wall pro stop draws will be posted a little later tonight. They just got finished. Tyree Bastidas is the #1 seed, and Billy O'Donnell is #2. Willie Polanco is the 4th seed, and Pee Wee Castro is the 3rd seed. We'll tell you more about it as we get a sneak peek at that bracket that was drawn up by 2 one-wall players that have helped out. Billy O'Donnell and Tyree Bastidas sat back and criticized every pin move.
But interestingly, the 2 people that made the draws were seated 1st and 2nd. So they weren't too critical of that. Great shot there from Megan.
From Megan Mihilis.
Interesting, Dave. I don't know that much about one wall, but I'm surprised that Pee Wee's only seated 3rd in that event. I don't know what the rankings are exactly, or what rankings they go by even, but I was incredibly impressed by Pee Wee Castro. Pee Wee actually losing 11-10 to Joe Kaplan there in the World Championship semifinals, a heartbreaking loss there. Joe went on to win that tournament. Unfortunately, Joe not able to make it here to this one-wall pro stop.
12 serves 4.
The score is 12-4. Look at that ball hop away.
Jess just really missed playing that ball right there. It looked like it could have been a screen serve also, but didn't move herself far enough back there. We see John Henning, Dave, watching this match intently with both of his daughters, both of whom are handball players. I've seen them on the court more in this week than any other player.
That's a good point.
I think these two might be enjoying this match even more than you and I, perhaps.
There was a timeout called from Jessica Gawley just now, who was leaning against that side wall, a little frustrated with herself right here.
I think Jess is a little bit winded right now, Dave. She's, as you'll see quite a bit, Dave, the person on the losing end is also the person doing the most running. The person that's controlling the action is the one scoring the points and also moving their opponent from side to side. So it's sort of a double dipper. You're losing points and getting tired.
That's a good point. For those that are listening to the webcast and wondering why you're hearing music right now, the person that calls the timeout actually gets their song played in between timeouts. This is just a rare moment where Jessica decides to just stay in the court instead of come out. But it's supposed to be one of those feelings of, hey, this song's supposed to motivate the person that takes the timeout, unless you can hear it vibrating through the walls here. Her song is Nelly and Number One. Tucson Racket Club, you're watching the Fireball Handball Classic by Echelon. And the WPH. We're back into play here. Listen for the score. 13-4, I believe.
14 serves 4.
14-4 is the score.
Nice serve there from Megan. You see Megan going right at Jess's left hand on that return of serve. You know, Dave, a lot of people will say break down your opponent's strength, and that's how you break them down and ultimately win the match. I think we're seeing that here in this second game. You wouldn't think, Dave, to come out and serve your opponent's strong hand, but that's exactly what Megan's done here in this second game, and you can see the difference. That first game was competitive and close throughout. She served Jess's right hand exclusively. Now we see her serving Jess's left hand exclusively. That's not only forcing Jess into a difficult position, returning serve with her strong hand that she's unaccustomed, but also when she serves that ball to the left, it comes back to her right, which is what she wants.
Good point.
So she's able to impose her strong hand on the next shot because that ball is coming right back to her.
Do you think it helps having a brother, Bill Mihelis, who also made the men's top 15, sitting in the crowd? Not just that, but they travel together, they talk about their matches, and they go through strategy a lot together. That certainly has to be good. That's a double bounce.
There's certainly no negative that comes from that, unless perhaps Bill tries to give Megan advice that she doesn't appreciate. That could be a negative, but
that's true.
I don't think that happens.
They're very close. They have a good relationship, and that's a ball that looked like a miss hit off the fist, but it came out.
They're both really, too, the nicest people you'll meet in the game.
Well, don't fool yourself. Bill treats people not very well on the handball court with his wins as of late. Current
Bill's been on fire.
Illinois state champion.
That's a very tough championship to win right there.
It's like winning a pro stop once you...
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Pro
Might have been a
qualifier.
reach.
It's like a pro qualifier.
I would agree with that. Certainly you have some of the best young players in the world playing out of Chicago, Illinois these days. You've got son, don't call me soon, Lee, Nikolai Nahorniak, also Victor Perez and Pat Jarvis in that area. Shane Keneally, who I know is watching here right now, supporting his fellow Chicagoan.
Dane Zatkowski.
Of course, you don't want to forget the great Dane.
His brother Adam, James Comstoff, Bill Mihelis.
18 serves 5.
All very good.
Very much like
players.
Tucson there in the Chicago area, Dave. All those players pushing each other constantly to improve, and just that competition.
A timeout called from Jessica Gawley, taking a 60-second timeout here at the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club. The TRC is what they call it here at the FBC. Brought to you by Ectalon and the World Players of Handball. For Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. We thank you for tuning in to this feed going over the internet today. I also want to make a huge announcement. The WPH alongside the World Outdoor Racquetball pleased to announce that first annual World Three-Wall Fireball Championships. This is an outdoor championship to be held September 23rd through the 26th in Las Vegas parking lot on the world-famous Las Vegas Boulevard in front of the spectacular Stratosphere Hotel will be transformed. The construction of 10 outdoor courts to be hosting the richest outdoor event in the history of the sport and a first-ever combined professional racquetball and handball event along with amateurs that are also vying for world titles. We're talking juniors, women, men, doubles, and those that are spectators that are just floating around on the Vegas Strip will have a chance to actually play the sport. That's going to come up September 23rd through the 26th in Las Vegas. 19-5 is the score here.
Looks like Megan's going to wrap this match up here, earn her ticket to the finals tomorrow, just 2 points away. I think Megan's got to be pretty happy with the first game she played here today. It was an excellent test for her.
Wow, that ball just...
Jess actually calling that timeout, coming in and winning the next rally after losing 7 consecutive points. Now an ace serve.
A lot of people, Dave, asking the question, how packed is the gallery here? It is getting packed. You can hear the people talking behind us. It's really just cramped. I've never seen it like this before. Beautiful setup. She does not allow the ball to drop, though.
Megan Mejilos plays very similar to the tactician, the monument that we're going to be watching here in our last match of the night, Owen Kennedy. He's so precise and he's so disciplined in his play.
19-6.
Very similar to Megan.
That's true. Ball just over the line. There was a lot of hype about whether this red ball was going to be tough to get over a short line without the referee seeing, you know, that red short line or the dotted line or the hash marks and the red ball. But, you know, really haven't had any complaints about it, even with the top pro players. Here it is, possible game and match, serve 6. Megan Mejilos trying to go to the finals once again here in Tucson, Arizona. That ball may not have made it.
I think it would have. We're going to replay that.
That's a good call from the referee.
A lot of buzz here, Dave, not only for the conclusion of this great match, but for the upcoming match. #1 seed, 8-time national champion. The list goes on, but we'll have Dave Chapman stepping in here next to face the freak, Sean Lenning, as Megan Mejilos wraps up this semifinal win over Jess Gawley, 21-15 and 21-6.
You heard the round of applause from the crowd. That closes it out. That means Megan Mejilos is going to play Samantha England tomorrow. Live webcast here, women's finals for $1,000 in cash. It's the FBC, the WPH Ectalon Fireball Classic. We'll be back from the Tucson Racket Club. For Dave Fink and Jeff Castro, my name is Dave Vincent. You stay here. More coming up next.
¿Jugaste tú? ¿Cómo hiciste? Perdí contra Andy Nett. ¿Quién? Andy Nett. Calificó él. Perdí contra él en 12 y 8. 12 y 8. 12 y 8.
Abajo no vas a ver lugar, güey. Abajo ya estás a la madre, güey. Y aparte ahí en la ventana, más vale que hagan hasta el referee. Sí, así.